FDA approved Narcan as an over-the-counter drug in March, and now it is starting to become available in stores and online.
New tonight, WKYT's Jeremy Toms talked with recovery center leaders about the significance of having the life-saving drug readily available.
Last year, more than 110,000 Americans lost their lives to an opioid overdose.
An analysis by State Line also found that accidental overdoses are now the leading cause of death for young people in 37 states, including Kentucky.
Having no sense whatsoever that they're taking fentanyl. They're buying illicit pills, or they're being handed illicit pills, and they're dying.
So Jonathan Gay with Addiction Recovery Care says they see any increased access to Narcan as a good thing.
This has the opportunity to reverse and to save those lives.
The FDA's approval in the spring now allows the life-saving drug to be bought without any type of prescription, but with a retail price of $44.99 suggested.
I think the cost could definitely be a barrier.
Kevin Crabtree says this won't be the avenue for everyone. His nonprofit Voices of Hope serves as an alternative in Lexington.
Here at Voices of Hope, we provide overdose training, education, and we provide Narcan at no cost.
Even if it does come at a cost, he says the benefit of having it out on store shelves is immeasurable.
We want to get more people in treatment. We want to help more people, and that starts with saving a life.
In Lexington, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
Well, Gay says ARC has trained at least 800 employees on how to use naloxone. It is something they hope that everyone will consider carrying in their first aid kit.